share. And that's going to help us because I'm trying here to use this tablet and it's giving me a hard time right now. So I'm not going to stress out over that. So while we wait for you all to put like and share, and while we wait for some people, I'm going to be reading a part of the book that is called Forgiveness. Because the most important thing about this book is for you to learn to forgive yourself. You know, where you read a book and you realize what was the purpose of this is learn about healing, forgiveness, and loving yourself.
Yes.
So through this journey, I'm going to say, because this book has become very helpful, I have read forgiveness many times because it's one of those things that you have to be constantly reading to yourself and reassuring yourself.
And practicing.
You know, so it never stops. Every day is something new. Okay? So this part of the book is in page 162 and it's called Forgiveness. Forgiveness marks the beginning of a new life. It is a state of being reborn. Forgiving the unforgivable. How can I forgive? This question haunted me for quite a time because I couldn't understand why I should forgive people who hurt me deliberately and repeatedly and for such a long time. They made me miserable to the point of sickness and desiring death more than life, but I was expected to just forgive. Well, as a Christian, I wanted to obey God because I love God and I wanted to follow His laws. So I went on my knees and confessed to God that I was forgiving my stepfather, and I felt that it was over. Now his brother, that was another story. He didn't deserve my forgiveness, and I opted to totally ignore him and not even acknowledge him. And I was satisfied and proud with my so-called act of forgiveness. Then the flashbacks came like rushing waves, bringing with it all the emotion and awful memories of the past. And I would find myself back where I started, bitter and hurt. I struggled with a duality in my character. One day I thought I had forgiven them all. Then they would hurt me or something went wrong and I would feel the same old hate or anger again. It is obvious I didn't understand the meaning of forgiveness. To forgive is to stop being angry about or resenting somebody or somebody's behavior. To acknowledge the mistake, wrongdoing, or inappropriate behavior without going back to anger. To cancel an obligation such as a debt. To release, to let go. You want to say something about that?
No, just go ahead and read.
Okay. Well, if that is forgiveness, I couldn't forgive. Not for real. I wanted to, but I couldn't find how to do it. Every time I tried, I was defeated by what kept pouring out of my heart. If I wanted to let go so bad, why was I holding on so strong? I realized that I first needed to forgive myself in order to forgive another. I was too comfortable being a victim. It was easier for me to seek to forgive those that hurt me than forgiving myself. The Bible explains that you have to love your neighbor, which includes those who hurt you as you love yourself. Well, what happens when you don't really love yourself? Don't pay attention, anybody. Just
Sorry, that was a call that came in.
In my opinion, it is harder to forgive yourself. No, wait a minute, okay? How can you love another when you cannot forgive yourself? How can you forgive another? I often hear people say that it is easier to forgive others than yourself. Although I understand what they mean by it, I don't necessarily agree with them. In my opinion, it is harder to forgive yourself. Not forgiving ourselves provides us the excuse to hold on to whatever it is that kept us connected to that hurt or person. That is the link that keeps us attached to that which became engraved in us and we refuse to let go of. Not because we don't want to let go, but because we have ownership and control over that thing that we feel the need to remain its master. Humans, we don't always rationalize.
Rationalize.
Is the accent. My grandkids will have a field day with me. Rationalize things intelligently, especially when we are emotionally unstable. When our lives are chaotic, we don't always feel capable of being in control of situations. We hold on to the thing we have mastered, and often it is it that which binds us to our past hurts because that has been our safety net for a long time. We identify and relate well with our victimization because whether we want to accept it or not, it gives us some level of control. Have you ever been seriously hurt by someone and forgiven them only to feel righteous because you forgive them? Of course, yes. Why? Because it gives you some kind of control over the situation and even over the person. I am the victim, and even though you hurt me so badly, I forgive you. Can you read in between the lines of this sentence? Try breaking it down in your own words. So, what did you come up with? I'll tell you my version. I am the victim. You should feel bad for picking on me. I deserve better treatment from you. You were unfair in your action towards me. You don't care about me and you don't feel sorry for what I have been through. Can you not see the scars of my wounds? I am seriously hurt. Even though you hurt me, you are a bad person. You are so guilty and deserve to be punished. You hurt me and did me wrong, really wrong, because I am a better person than you. I am willing. You don't deserve my forgiveness. You are not worthy of. I forgive you. I am righteous enough to be good to you. I don't have to, but because I'm a nice person, you should be thankful that. You must appreciate that I am doing this because I don't have to. Wow. Is that true forgiveness? Talk about stroking the ego. I call it a sense of pride, powered by the ownership of our suffering and our privileges under the victim's right law in our minds. Can you imagine if that was God's attitude towards our continual sinful behavior? I don't think we would stand a chance. You want to say anything to that?
No, that was a very hard realization for me because I forgave, and then when something happened, I would get angry again. And at the time when I was angry, I wasn't thinking about the fact that I forgave these people. I would be thinking about all the wrong that they did to me. So I started wondering, how can I say that I have forgiven these people when I'm still dealing with all the anger? And it's like I want them to be punished. So then I realized I had not, even though my heart and my intention was to forgive them, I had not forgiven them in the right way. There is a right way to do everything, and I thank God that He gives us wisdom and discernment to grow and to learn. And so the process of forgiveness has taught me that I have to let go, I have to release, because if I'm going to keep reliving that pain and that anger that is attached, then I'm just attached to this person. And they still own me. So, we say a lot, oh, nobody can tell me what to do. I am my own boss. Nobody can own me. Well, the truth is that when we allow these people to have control over our emotions, because you can be really happy, really excited about something that's going on, and all of a sudden this person says something, does something, or just shows up, and your entire world changes. So then who is in control? The other person. So as I learned this, I was like, okay, no, they already control my childhood. They controlled a lot of my youth. They controlled a lot of my adulthood because I was living as a victim. So, understanding this, I decided, okay, I have to learn to let go so that I can be certainly free. Forgiveness is never about the other person, it's about us liberating ourselves from them.
Okay, I'm going to continue reading. As people are coming on, I'm seeing some people. Don't forget to like and share, please. I know that we don't really stop to think about our actions and the true trigger of them. But if we did, we would see that many of the things we do are not done as God intended them to be. We act and react based on our perception of what should be and not by what God specified it should be. Then we find all kinds of reason to justify and excuse the outcome or consequences of our actions. I had to forgive my stepfather. I had to forgive. My stepfather was on his deathbed. I felt in my heart that it was a matter of hours before he died. And I was going that night watch, so I had private access to him. I made up my mind to do something about the pain and the weight I was carrying around because of him. That night, I waited until everyone left and I gave him time to settle down. I could see that he felt his life coming to a close and he was scared. It was the perfect time to help him be at peace. I held his hands gently and with as much love as I could feel for him. I did love him very much. He was looking at me, and when I began to speak, he closed his eyes. I said to him, "Daddy, I love you and I forgive you for everything you did to me." He didn't say a word, but he squeezed my hand and a tear rolled down his cheek. He fell asleep and the night was quiet and peaceful. The next day he died. At that moment, I was doing this in all honesty and with all the sincerity I had in my heart. But this sacred moment got contaminated when I allowed myself to revisit it with an expectation of what I had previously perceived that moment would be like. When I thought of forgiving him, I imagined him turning to me, opening his mouth and either asking me to forgive him or at least accept the forgiveness verbally. I was expecting him to say the words. It wasn't enough for me to know that he had lived with the guilt of what he did, or that he had accepted the Lord and wanted to do right. No, I had a need. I needed him to validate what he did so that I could authenticate and seal my victim status through his confession. I am sure that if he had spoken words of repentance, I would have been having the greatest pity party ever, telling my mothers and my siblings how sorry he was for what he had done to me, and at the same time establishing the veracity of the accounts of my life. This hunger was rooted on the fact that when I told my sisters about the abuse, I didn't get the response I expected. In my expectations, I didn't stop to think about what they would feel when I accused their father of unspeakable things. I thank God that although they couldn't fully relate to me, they didn't refuse me, nor did they deny that something happened to me, and their father was responsible for it. You see, when I offered him forgiveness, I did it with good intentions. I wanted him to die in peace, and I wanted him to understand that I love him. And I no longer held evil against him, but because I didn't understand true forgiveness, I couldn't hold on to the sacredness of the moment. I often found myself falling on my knees to renew the forgiveness I had offered him before he died. Somehow, I had managed to turn my forgiving him into another pillar that sustained my sufferings. Instead of letting go, I had risen to a higher level of victimization all on my own. Well, I grew weary of the struggle and began searching for a way to forgive those who trespass against me. And I stumbled upon a very popular verse which I have read countless times without being moved. The difference was that this day was not the same as the other days. This time, I was ready and open to welcome a change, and therefore the verse shed new light in me and spoke depth into my spirit. I was enlightened because I was ready and positioned to learn and receive. There it went.
Thank you for reading that.
So, you have anything else to say about that?
No, no. I hope people are asking questions. We might not answer them right now because I can't see who's writing what. But ask questions and I will go back
And reply to your questions or comments. Feel free, please.
Okay, as we said, my sister, Milagros Romero, she wrote the book, The Muted Cage, and it has been out for a year. So I did her first interview back then,
Oh my goodness.
and now I decided it was time to do another one a year later to see the response that she have received, to see how herself, how has she been affected after she, her book has been out there, and how has things been perceived. ¿Ok? Voy a hablar un poquito español para que entiendan, porque nosotros aquí somos puertorriqueños también, y estamos hablando del libro de mi hermana que es La Muted Cage, La Jaula Silenciosa. Y estamos haciendo un interview un año después que este libro salió para que todo el mundo lo comprara. Este es el libro, es The Muted Cage. Es bien importante que todo el mundo vaya y compren este libro porque hemos realizado que el mundo está actuando como si ser víctima es lo normal. Que uno esté abusado, que uno esté maltratado, como si no es algo importante. Ya esto es la norma de cómo el mundo vive. Eso es importante que todos ustedes vayan y compren este libro para que entiendan cómo se siente una persona que ha pasado una situación y cómo uno puede comprender y ayudar a estas personas a poder salir de estas situaciones, porque eso fue lo que yo encontré del libro, que es bien difícil salir de esta situación si nadie te cree, si nadie te va a ayudar, si todo el mundo se cree que esto es común. As I was saying, it is very difficult. The one thing I found about this book, The Muted Cage, is for the victims or the people that have gone through something, because you're never a victim. You can always come out of something.
Yeah.
But I found that the outreach of us, the people who are supposed to be helping each other, is very difficult. We don't buy the book to make it difficult, but more than anything, we don't want to talk about things, or it's just common to us to know about someone being abused, somebody being a victim, somebody being sexualized. All these things have become so common that we act like it's not a big deal any longer. And then we wonder why the victim doesn't come out and ask for help when they actually are asking for help and we are turning them away. So it's very important for us to really understand that there's many people out there, many kids, many grown-ups, because when anything like this happens to you anytime in your life, it changes completely the perception of who you are as a human being. And we need to be aware and be able to reach out and help these people when they're looking for help, because there's many ways that they're trying to reach out to all of us, but we are turning a blind eye. And it's very important for us to not do that any longer, but to step up and help each other out, male and female, because like my sister said, this book is for everybody. Everyone goes through some kind of abuse or some kind of problem in life. And men who are out there with women who have been victims, it's very important to understand and read a book like this, because it will open your mind completely to understand what someone is going through and what you are going through as a human being when you decide to be with someone who have problems and issues. So let me ask my sister some question. I finished with my little plug in. Please like and share. Like we keep saying, like and share is very important. As my sister said, after this, if you have any questions, she will go back and answer these questions personally. She's very good at these things. Right now, we both have a hard time seeing. So it's kind of hard to see what's going on. More than we thought it was going to be easier. It's a little bit difficult. We are doing a live and recording at the same time so that we make sure we keep this on record. So I'm going to ask her the first question. As we say, her book has been out for a year. Okay, what has been the most surprising thing that has happened after publishing the book, The Muted Cage? Espérate un momentito. Le estoy preguntando cuál se ha sido la cosa más sorprendente para ella después que ella hizo este libro y lo publicó. ¿Qué ha sido lo más sorprendente que ella ha realizado o le ha pasado?
One of the most surprising things for me is that I realized that we have so many books out there regarding abuse, physical, emotional, mental, sexual, financial. And there are so many movies and so many stories and so many cases and news reports about children, women, men, people in general being abused. And yet, I do not feel that the law, that justice has advanced enough to do something about what is going on. One of the things that I want people to understand is that when you go through abuse, you are marked for the rest of your life. And when they are victims or survivors that have gone to the police, to the law,
to report what has been going on with them, and finally, okay, so we're gonna get some justice. This person gets 6 months, they get a year, 2 years, and then they say, okay, so the person has paid their debt to society. Okay, so maybe they went through some stuff while they were in jail for 2-3 years, and then they're out and continue living their lives. Some of them never even get sentenced, and the victim is not believed, and this person goes on to victimize someone else. So it's very surprising to me that as much as we think that we have advanced, we haven't. And I'm hoping that somehow we can bring awareness to this situation. I'm going to say it in Spanish, trying to be a little brief here, because although I have issues with my voice, I'm also hoarse. Okay, so it's additional. Lo más sorprendente que yo entiendo para mí es que por más que tenemos noticias, casos de abuso, tenemos libros, tenemos conferencias, tenemos tantas cosas que traen la atención al abuso, no encuentro que las leyes satisfacen la necesidad que hay en asegurarse que aquellos que son los que abusan a las personas paguen por lo que han hecho. Y nosotros, cuando somos víctimas de abuso, la gente dice, ay nena o nene, eso pasó hace tanto tiempo, deja eso. Pero la realidad es que a veces podemos disfrazarnos, podemos esconderlo, podemos echarlo hacia un lado, pero la realidad es que estamos marcados de por vida. Esto afecta todo lo que hacemos. Y estoy deseando que haya un poco más de despertamiento para que la gente entienda que una persona que ha sido victimizada tiene su residuo y que muchas veces pues no entendemos por qué están pasando por lo que están pasando estas personas. Y es más fácil juzgar.
Pero sentémonos a pensar cómo podemos ayudar a las víctimas de abuso.
Tengo una pregunta. Are we sideways by any chance? Because when I'm looking at my phone, it's showing me that we're sideways. Are we sideways by any chance?
Are we sideways?
When I look at my phone, it's showing me like we're sideways. Hi, Gigi La Moreno, Efrain, Candida. Hi. Can anyone tell me if we're sideways or if we are stuck? Because on my phone, we are stuck. So I'm trying to see what's going on. So can somebody say something to us so that we know what's going on? Because that's what I'm seeing on my phone when I was looking on my tablet.
I am glad that I always make the choice to record everything that I do so that we can post it later if necessary. I don't see that anybody has responded anything, so.
I see it saying 4 people are here, so okay.
Yeah.
I have another question. The second question I have for her is, have you had any positive feedback after your book has been out? La pregunta es que si ella ha tenido, ¿cómo se dice feedback? Response.
Sí,
Respuesta positiva después que salió este libro, de algunas personas.
Yes, I've had lots of positive feedback, and thank God for that, because I can focus on that rather than the negative. And a lot of people have come to me and have thanked me, and they call me brave. And I don't see it as being courageous or brave. I just see this as very necessary, because many times I thought for a very long time that I was the only one going through the extremes that I lived. And in opening up, people have felt comfortable enough to say, me too. This has happened to me. I lived through this. And
they will not trust to go out there and share it with other people, but at least they can share it with one person. So my goal is that you read this book and you gain understanding and you get yourself to a place that when a victim is out there, even if they don't want to get public with it, they can at least come to you and pour out what they're living. Because every time we pour out, every time I speak about the pain, the experiences, it gets easier for me to deal with me and my life. And silence was like a torture to me. Now in Spanish. Quiero decir que sí, he tenido muchísimas respuestas, muchísimos comentarios positivos, donde la gente mucha gente que ha sido abusada vienen y me dicen, gracias, tú eres tan valiente, tienes mucho valor en hacer esto. Y yo creo que más que tener valor es que yo entiendo que es necesario, porque por mucho tiempo pues yo pensaba que yo era la única persona que había pasado por estos extremos tan terribles que yo pasé, porque nadie decía, pues yo pasé por esto, yo entiendo por lo que tú estás pasando. Y entonces el silencio era como una prisión, era una jaula donde yo estaba sofocándome. Y entonces al yo hablar, pues hay gente que han podido abrirse y poder confesar su dolor y compartirlo con alguien. Y mi deseo es que ustedes lean este libro, The Muted Cage, o cualquier otro libro, porque no tiene que ser este libro. Yo no estoy haciendo esto para vender libros, más es para traer conocimiento, para que podamos tener un poco más de compasión con las personas que han pasado por algo terrible en su vida y podamos hacernos accesibles para que ellos se puedan desahogar.
Ok, la otra pregunta es, what has been the most disappointment about sharing your story. La otra pregunta es, ¿qué ha sido lo más difícil o disappointment es como se dice? Decepcionado que ha pasado después de decir esta historia y ponerla ya pública.
Well, the most disappointing thing, and I'm going to say this question is really about duality for me, because the most disappointing thing that I've experienced is that people that I thought were part of my support system, that I have been part of their support system, that I've been there for them, and how easy they turned their backs on me, to the point that they have passed by me, and I'm talking about family members, and they act like they don't know me, and even when I approach them,
Oh, I didn't recognize you. Okay, I gotta accept that because maybe I'm looking so good after being set free that you don't recognize me.
anymore. I hope that is the truth. Anyway, I think people do not understand the consequences of their actions and how connected we all are. For instance, this is my sister, and she has been the most supportive person in my life this whole year, where I have not felt judgment. I have not felt her turning her back at me. Now understand this. I understand my sister, that she was her dad's baby girl, that she loves her father, that this is very hurtful for her. I understand that clearly, and I do not put myself before her or any of my siblings or any family members. So if she can stand with me, and she was like his favorite, I am like, okay, why can't other family members support me, stand with me, and everybody wants me to understand that they're suffering too, that this hurts them?
And I'm like, okay, I am 56 years old. I published the book when I was 55. And most of my life, I've lived in torment. And now that I am able to speak up, that I am able to just outpour from my heart, my experiences, people still want me to be silenced to make them comfortable. And I think to myself, okay, so when is it my turn to be okay? When is it my turn to be free? When is it my turn to release this pain? And I cannot answer those questions for them. I can only answer that for me, and my time is now. I don't know how much longer I'm going to live. That's God's choice, but I am intending to be happy. I am intending to heal, and I am intending to live my life. And if that means that family members are gonna take another route, I'm okay with it. For a long time I struggled with it because I am very family oriented. And my family means the world to me. But if they can't walk with me, it's okay. I don't have a problem anymore with that because I have to understand that this is maybe how they can cope with my reality, and they don't fit in my world anymore. That's okay. En español, una de las cosas más decepcionadas, sí, que me hicieron más decepcionada, es encontrar que la gente que yo pensaba que eran mi soporte, que estaban conmigo en las buenas y en las malas, casi como un matrimonio. Familia, especialmente, que me han dado la espalda por decir la verdad. Y entonces, no solamente eso, sino que también tras que me dan la espalda, hablan detrás de mí. Y eso duele muchísimo, porque yo siempre he sido por mi familia, para mi familia, y mi familia es muy importante para mí. Pero he llegado a la conclusión que en algún punto yo necesito vivir mi vida, yo necesito liberarme, yo necesito vivir mi verdad. Y si eso es algo que familiares y amistades no pueden enfrentar, no pueden soportar y tienen que irse por su carril, pues eso es lo que tiene que suceder. Yo no quiere decir que yo dejo de amar a mi familia. Mi familia, como dije, es para mí todo. Yo tengo familiares que ni siquiera los he conocido personalmente, y porque me puedo comunicar con ellos siento un amor pero grandísimo. Tengo una familia en Atlanta que los conocí. Yo creo que solamente he ido una vez para allá y los conocí y me enamoré de ellos, y así soy. Me encanta mi familia, la conozca o no, estén lejos o no, me encanta mi familia. Pero yo no puedo tener a mi familia como rehenes en mi condición, en mi carril. Si ellos tienen que salir por el suyo, pues que salgan por el suyo. Les amo.
Ok, pregunté ahorita si el video está de lado, pero Milagro está recording esto anyway. So, si está de lado, cuando nosotros termine, ella va a poder ponerlo de nuevo y va a estar derecho. Eso no se tienen que preocupar, ¿ok?
Y si está de lado, hacen así, ya saben, lo pueden ver como quieran. I'm saying my sister's apologizing in case the video is sideways. I am recording it, and I'm hoping that it's not going to be sideways when it's done. But if it's sideways, I was saying, you can just tweak your head a little bit, and you can still watch us, right?
Let us know if you have any questions. Don't forget, keep share this video and like. Share and like. And more important, this is the book, The Muted Cage. My sister said she didn't write this book for people to buy. But I know the importance of people getting this book in this hand. And it's important for all of you to buy this book. And you read it and you give it to someone else. You pass it on. Because if you can't afford but one book, you read that book, you pass it on to someone else. You write your name on it and you pass it on to the next person. Have them write their name and pass it on to the next person. And you can go to a site that is The Muted Cage and you can leave a review. Let us know if we're stuck too, because that's what I saw when I was looking. Okay, so we're moving along here. Don't forget to share and like. Do you regret publishing The Muted Cage?
No, I do not regret publishing The Muted Cage. I know it's not for everyone. I know that maybe she wants to tell you that we're stuck. I know that it's not for everyone, and that's okay. Also, I know how necessary it is, and I've seen what it has done for some people. Today, I went to my doctor's office, and I left a copy of the book, and 2 minutes later, the person that got the book came and hugged me. She was in tears and she was touched by it. So whoever needs the book is going to find the book. The book is going to find them.
Mi hermana me acaba de preguntar si yo me arrepiento de haber publicado y compartir el libro The Muted Cage. Mi respuesta es no. ¿Por qué? Porque he visto cómo hay vidas que han sido bendecidas, que han sido tocadas
A través del mensaje, porque pueden identificarse y no tiene que ser que la persona haya sido abusada sexualmente o ni siquiera que haya sido abusada, pero que ha pasado por alguna experiencia que le ha traído tormento. Y han venido y me han dado la gracia y me dicen verdaderamente que este libro puede traer sanidad a muchos y ese es el propósito de este libro.
Okay. La otra pregunta es, how difficult has it been to get the support behind you to promote and to sell this book and to be able to reach out to the masses? La otra pregunta es, ¿qué dificultad ha sido conseguir el soporte de la gente y la ayuda para poder promover este libro para que salga adelante y para que las personas puedan tener este libro? Porque como yo dije, esto no es solamente para las víctimas, es para la gente que está dealing con las víctimas.
Sí, bregando.
No, es para personas que están depresionadas. Es para personas que se sienten, están en un trabajo and you can't find your way out. Cualquier persona que quiere un cambio en su vida, este libro te va a ayudar. Cualquier persona, todos nosotros necesitamos to forgive ourselves,
Sí.
perdonarnos a nosotros mismos. So part of the situation that I found is that all of us need forgiveness. So this book is about healing. So it's not only about a situation, but more about the outcome of that situation, how to come out on the other side.
Okay, y la pregunta, support. Well, it's been very difficult. And before I say that, I want to say that I'm very, very grateful for all the people, family and friends on Facebook, on Instagram, that not only follow my post, but they also share, they comment, they let me know that the book has made a difference. This is very important, and I could not pay money
to value that support. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart. You have no idea what you do for me. It is awesome, and I just ask that God will reward you multiple times. Okay? Now, on the other hand,
Wait.
yeah. No, I was going to say that. Just wait.
Okay.
On the other hand, it has been very difficult to get people to comment, to get people to, even people that have bought the book, I keep encouraging them, go and give a review. Go to the Muted Cage page and give a review. Say something there, and
Espera un momentito. Anita, gracias. Ella solamente estaba haciendo un chiste. Porque Anita dijo, yo solamente estaba contestándole a Katy cuando
qué?
tú dijiste de Lau.
oh,
So ella creía que tú se lo dijiste a ella.
no.
Nosotros ni podemos ver la palabra,
Yeah,
ella solamente.
we can see nothing that you're posting because it's too far, it's too small. That's how come I keep saying, write your questions, write your comments, and I promise that as soon as we're done, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna answer you, okay?
Nosotros estamos agradecidos que todos ustedes están mirando. We just love all of you.
Yes. Anyway, so it has been very difficult because some people get really excited. Oh, yes, I'm going to buy the book. I want to buy the book. And they get the book. And I'm here waiting because I say, okay, so once you get the book and you read it, and believe me, I know that it's a very difficult read.
Most people tell me I started reading and I had to stop, take a break, breathe. I got very angry. I got very sad. You take us through this journey. And I understand all that, but I ask people, okay, so now please go and leave a review, leave a comment. Let me know what the book offered you. It doesn't have to be all positive. If it gives you something negative, it's good to know. It doesn't matter. The thing is that I need for you to participate. I need for you to get involved. If more of us would be doing this, more healing will be happening. And I am very, very grateful to Kanuma Simmons from VIDVSAC, who has been supporting, and not just supporting, but creating avenues for me to be able to share even before I published the book. She would do conferences and she would ask me to come and speak and participate. Same thing with Women's Coalition. Charlana Brown, she has been magnificent. You guys have seen the interview that she did for me for News 2. The newspaper, Avis newspaper, Amasaya George, who selected my book as one of the 6 must-read books. And I'm sure there are a lot of people
making it happen, Nicole. Yes, there are many people. C. Lloyd. This man is magnificent. He runs the center over at Mount Bijou. And he has given me his support on screen and behind the scenes. Okay, so I love him because he's really working to help children and youth to stay off the streets and to look for positive outlets. And I want to give him my support as well.
And there are so many other people that, my cousin Sonia, she likes and clicks and does all kind of stuff. Of course, my sister here, and all of you that have been supporting, that is where I want to keep my focus. A lot of people have said negative stuff, and I figure they are feeling shame and guilt. And I can't participate in that anymore. I don't want to. So I just let them be who they want to be. And I am going to keep standing for the truth. I am going to keep standing for what is right. I am going to keep standing for children. I am going to keep standing for women. I'm going to keep standing for men that are abused, but also for men that have to deal with us. Because it's not easy. I had 2 marriages, and now I'm twice happily divorced. I gotta be a little light about it. And I realized that in both marriages, these men didn't stand a chance. Although I was very loving, my state of mind was not that of a wife. And so I did everything I should and everything I could. But in the end, I just felt trapped and I needed to walk away, and I did. Ok, en español. Ha sido bastante difícil tener soporte. Mucha gente como que le huyen al tema del abuso, sea que yo no quiero que alguien crea que yo fui abusada simplemente porque hice comentario. Olvídate de lo que dirán. La cosa es que cuando tú soportas una persona que está trabajando para traer luz, para traer vida, para traer sanidad a otros, tu ayuda, tu soporte, cuando haces un comentario, cuando le das al like, cuando compartes los posts, todo esto es importante. Y a veces la gente me dice, mira, yo leí tu post, me encantó, ay Dios mío, maravilloso, me ayudó, pero
no dan like, no dan share. Y entonces pues se hace difícil porque es necesario comunicar lo que está sucediendo para que gente que necesita esto, porque la cosa es que tú tienes una red de amistades y familiares que yo no tengo acceso a ellos. Y cuando tú compartes algo, entonces ellos pueden recibirlo.
y si no lo haces por ti, lo haces por otro. Porque es necesario que nosotros nos unamos para ayudar a nuestras comunidades. Ok.
Okay, la otra pregunta. Have you felt that the world is immune to these situations that are occurring? I'm talking about the abuse that is happening to children, to grown up. I mean, it's just happening all over the world.
Yeah.
I mean, are they immune to it? And has it become the norm? Le estoy preguntando si ella ha realizado que el mundo está actuando como esto del abuso sexual y el abuso que le está pasando a diferentes personas, si es común ahora, como si no es algo grandísimo. Y otra cosa, ¿has notado que la gente y hay un grupo que habla como si es tabú?
Sí.
Como es algo que uno no debe hablar, cállate, déjalo atrás. Another thing is certain people have, if she noticed, if they're reacting like it should be left in the past.
Yeah.
Don't bring it, don't mention it, move on and forget about it.
Yes. And I believe that many people, I think, are like scared of facing reality. So they will say, if you keep talking about that, you're never going to be happy. You're never going to heal. No, let me tell you something. I was silenced for way too long. And it was killing me. I just wanted to die. That's all I wanted. I prayed for death because I couldn't share what was happening to me. I couldn't speak up. I couldn't defend myself. I couldn't do anything but just swallow his pain. And it was very difficult. And again, yes, a lot of people act like, this has become the norm. Yeah, people are being abused every day. Children are being abused every day. It's like, what you gonna do?
Well, we need to find something to do because it's not okay. It really is not okay because then we're wondering what is wrong with this child. How come this child is acting crazy? How come this child is acting weird? How come this young lady is behaving a certain way that does not fit
the standards? And it's easy for us to sit back and point the finger and judge. Really, something is going on. Something is happening. And judging and dismissing, ignoring, classifying it as common, as the usual, that doesn't help anyone. It actually perpetuates what's going on because we all want to be silent.
You guys think it's easy to write this book? First of all, writing the book almost killed me. Second, do you think it's easy to just go out there and expose yourself? I mean, if you read this book, I don't think you find
a victim. I mean, I exposed my inner feelings. I exposed a lot about myself because one of the things I found out is that I treated myself worse than anyone else because no matter how much people hurt me, at some point it stopped. But I embraced being a victim and I lived as a victim and I was very comfortable there. So I express these things in the book because I want people to understand there is something that happens to you. You are so broken that you're living as a victim and you think it's normal. And then people around you are living like it is normal. So then what do you do?
So we need to stop this, and we need to consider that somebody has to save somebody. And I think you need to choose to save someone. Say something, do something. You don't have to publicize what is going on, but if you see that a child, a woman, a man is not behaving to what is expected, try to find out. How can I help you? Do you need to talk? I mean, yeah, we can't approach everyone because these days you don't know who is who, but we all have
Discernment. We all have the Spirit of God. And if we allow God to lead us, we can be of good use to many. Like I said, I went to my doctor's office. I went last week and I saw a nurse and I was like, something in me. I'm going to bring her a copy. She called me on Thursday and she told me I needed to see my doctor on Friday. So I said, are you going to be there? She said yes. When I went, she wasn't there.
She called me yesterday and she said I needed to see my doctor again today. And I asked her, are you going to be there? Anyway, she was there today and I gave her the book and she was the one that came and knocked on the door and she came and she hugged me and she was crying. You know, we don't know because many of us can fake it really good. I am always making people laugh. I am very funny. I like being silly. I'm not, prideful, like I can't look a certain way. No, you got to see how I do my hair and put it on Facebook. I don't care. And I thought for a long time, I used to think, I don't care if people know that I'm ugly. Well, now I'm turning that page and I'm saying to myself, you know what's going on? I'm just so beautiful that ugly has just relocated,
Here she is being funny again, see?
Well, laughter has got me through so much, and so I make sure that if nobody is going to make me laugh, I make myself laugh. I love it.
Okay, the next question is don't forget to like and share this video, okay? It's very important. We want to make sure that it goes everywhere. We know that it's sideways. It's the way that we wanted to record it the long way, but we learn for next time. But my sister's recording this in her phone, so we'll be able to post it later and you'll be able to see it and share it with others, okay? The next question is how difficult you found it's for the victims to ask for help and to come out, at this time in life. This is how many years after your situation.
Yeah.
What have you found is the difference? Has it gotten any easier for the victim to ask for help? Has it gotten any easier for, let's see, a child to say something, somebody who's being abused by their husband? Has it gotten any easier? What has you found was the biggest thing you noticed on that situation that's happening?
It's not easy because nobody wants to accept the truth. Okay, most people don't want to accept the truth. So what happens is that they will say you're lying. They will try to shame you. How dare you? Shame on you for talking about your parents, your husband, whatever. How can you do this to your family?
And sometimes it's like they make you feel bad. They make you feel like it's your fault
That this happened to you.
And I've had to pull myself together many times and say,
Wait a minute. This was done to me. I didn't do this to me. I didn't ask for this. It was done to me. And people want to make me silent because it bothers them, because it doesn't feel good to them. And so they try to turn it into and negative. They go to family and talk about you. They go to neighbors and talk about you. And they don't understand that
when it comes to the light, you are being as bad as the person that perpetrated the abuse. Because now you're denying what the victim is saying. You are denying their pain. You are denying their truth. And you are now making them a victim again. And that is something that people do very easy and very quickly because maybe they knew what was going on. Maybe they thought that something was going on. They had a hint, because one of the things that did surprise me is that several people told me, you know, when we were young, when we were kids,
we thought, our family thought that something was going on with you, that something like that was happening.
And to me, this was like, what? And you didn't say something? You didn't do something? To me, it was like, I can't even explain what that did to me.
That people could see that I was in torment and decided, yeah, she's just going through some stuff and I guess it's okay.
So many people don't feel that they can go out and speak the truth because society many times turns it around and the victim becomes the bad person. En español,
Gracias.
Se hace muy difícil que las víctimas quieran expresar lo que sienten, que puedan expresar lo que ha sucedido en su vida, porque muchas veces hay familia, hay gente que hace que la persona se sienta culpable, que sienta vergüenza, que sienta culpabilidad, siendo la víctima.
Estas personas hacen que la víctima sea la persona culpable. Y entonces, vamos a decir, una persona dice,
pues yo voy a contar lo que me pasó, yo voy a decirlo. Entonces, la comunidad comienza a hablar, a decir, mira que si esto, mírala por ahí, que dice que pasó esto, que pasó aquello.
En vez de, por lo menos, darle el beneficio de la duda, pero ni eso, porque es preferible decir que la víctima está mintiendo que aceptar que quizás tú sabías lo que estaba pasando, que más o menos tenías una idea y ahora te sientes culpable y es mejor avergonzar a la víctima que decir, tú sabes qué, yo siento que yo no hice algo por ti, lo siento, pero ahora estoy contigo.
Ok, ya oyeron esa respuesta, le está diciendo de nuevo like and share. The most you like and share, the more we can spread this out, which is exactly what we're saying, the importance of sharing this video, because then you're going to reach out to, if it's one person, that's all what we need, but you need to share and like, okay? The next question is, how have you been affected emotionally, physically, and spiritually this past year after this book has come out? La pregunta es, ¿cómo tú has sido afectada en este año después que este libro ha salido emocionalmente, espiritualmente y físicamente? Porque, como tú dijiste, esto es un journey, esto es una jornada que todos los días es algo que uno está tratando de seguir and keep moving on in life.
Yeah. Well, it has affected me physically, mentally, of course, and emotionally. I've gotten into a lot of depression in dealing with the fact that people that I loved and love, and that I thought they loved me the way I needed to be loved, have not shown support.
And that is very difficult. Very, very difficult because,
Again, family is everything to me. Um, it has also hurt me physically because I internalize. I talk a lot when I'm doing stuff like this. I make a lot of jokes and stuff, but when it comes to the deep things,
I talk a lot to myself. Okay? Because there are certain things you don't want to say because you feel, well, everybody's going through their own situation and I don't need to
add to it. So when I internalize things, I get physically ill and I feel paralyzed. And I keep telling myself, I will not allow for people to push me back into that cage. I cannot go back into the cage. I refuse to.
But sometimes I do find myself inside the cage. That's the reality of it because when I'm hurting, the cage feels very comfortable. It feels very familiar. And I thank God that that cage has never been locked.
That door for the cage has always been open. At one time, the delusion that I suffered of being an eternal victim kept me inside. But seeking refuge in God, seeking love in God, allowed me to step out and recognize that even when I'm pulled back into the cage, I can step out again.
And it's a process, you know. People like to make believe, they're like, oh yes, everything is great. I am so happy. Everything is perfect. I wrote the book and I go and I speak to these people and I am free. Well, yes, I am free sometimes.
But sometimes I'm not so free because I suffered for so long in my life that I'll be delusional to think that overnight I am going to change all these habits in my thoughts, these grooves and process and train of thoughts.
It takes practice, okay? It takes practice and it takes dedication and it takes commitment. And when depression comes in, commitment goes out the door, dedication goes out the door. I still listen to music. I still find my come away, my beloved book and read from it. I read the Bible and meditate.
But I'm doing these things because I am back in the cage and I am looking for a rope. Somebody to throw that rope for me to pull myself out. I don't want anybody to pull me out. You have to pull yourself out. But your support is that rope. Your love is that support. That like, that share, that comment, that is my support. When you support me, you throw me a lifeline. And I grab it and I say, okay, gotta keep going. There are people who believe. There are people who support. I gotta keep going. And
it has been, this has been a rough year for me. But I thank God I never, ever regretted writing the book. No. Publishing it, no.
No regrets there. And as rough as it has been, it has also been a wonderful, wonderful year in that I have matured in areas that I had no idea I could. For instance, being able to love people and still distance myself from them emotionally, where I can mingle with you, I can hang with you, but I am not attaching myself to the drama. I am not attaching myself to the emotions. I am not allowing your energy to affect mine. I have to protect me. I have to love me so that I can love you. Okay, in Spanish.
Esta situación de este año ha sido bastante difícil y yo tuve que luchar muchísimo porque muchas veces me encontré con depresión y estaba diciendo que muchas veces nosotros queremos hacer creer a la gente que todo está bien, todo está fantástico. Escribí el libro, lo publiqué y siento libertad y voy para adelante, olvídate que todo está perfecto. Y esa no es la realidad. La realidad es que esto es un proceso y es un proceso de sanidad donde tenemos que confiar en Dios, que Él nos va a ayudar y nos va a dar la capacidad, nos va a dar el entendimiento y la sabiduría para continuar en este camino. Pero de la noche a la mañana, ¿cuántos años llevo yo viviendo esta vida de víctima, de dolor, de pena, de sufrimiento, de depresión, de que me quería morir todo el tiempo? Pero a la misma vez ha sido un año difícil, pero también ha sido un año de gran crecimiento. Una de las cosas que le doy gracias a Dios es que estoy aprendiendo, porque como digo, esto es un proceso,
A no permitir, o sí, permitir es la palabra, que las decisiones, la percepción, las ideas de otras personas, las conversaciones de otros, los deseos de otros, se impongan a mí o nada. ¿Por qué? Porque tú tienes que vivir la tuya y yo tengo que vivir la mía. Y mi nada es con Dios. Mi obligación es a Dios. Y por lo tanto, yo tengo que buscar discernimiento, tengo que buscar cómo ayudarme a mí misma a salir hacia adelante con la ayuda de Dios. Una de las cosas que sí, porque como dije en inglés, yo no necesito que nadie me salve, porque
eso es imposible. Se supone que uno mismo tenga que salvarse a uno mismo, uno tiene que hacer el esfuerzo, uno tiene que hacer el trabajo,
uno tiene que poner dedicación. Y eso siempre está, pero no siempre al mismo nivel, porque cuando uno entra en depresión, todo sale por la ventana y uno lo que quiere es esconderse, entrar, meterse en la aula de nuevo, que me dejen tranquila, que me dejen. Pero la realidad es que
la victoria está en que cuando nos caemos nos levantamos, y nos caemos y nos levantamos, y es necesario que entendamos que tu soporte me ayuda. No me cambia, no me transforma, no me salva, pero es como que me da fuerza, es como que me alimenta para que yo recobre fuerza, para yo poder salir de nuevo del aula, seguir luchando y echando para adelante. One more questions?
Yeah, just two more.
Oh, wow, okay.
Two more.
I've been talking a lot.
Has it caught you by surprise how difficult this journey has been the last year? En este año, si la ha sorprendido cuán dificultad ha sido la jornada este año.
it surprised me a whole lot. I'll tell you why. Because even before I wrote the book, even before I published the book, I had shared with family some of the stuff that I lived. And at that time, it was like, oh, I can't believe you went through that. I love you so much. You're so strong, but I'm here for you, High five, dabs, and all that kind of stuff, you know how it is. And now when it became public, I don't know if it's that they're ashamed or too prideful. That is like,
oh, I can't believe you did this. And it was surprising to me because if you're my family, then be my family. And if you love me in good and bad. And sometimes I think people don't understand what it does when you take your love away from someone. En español, sí, me sorprendió muchísimo que fuera durísimo lo difícil que fue este año, especialmente por las personas que uno ama y que yo, antes de publicar el libro, hace unos años atrás, yo compartí con varias personas algunas de las cosas que yo viví. Cuando las compartí, se condolieron, se sintieron mal, me aconsejaron, me abrazaron, me dieron que estaban conmigo. Pero cuando se hizo público,
entonces el ambiente cambió y ya es como, déjame quitarme los guantes porque tú vas a pelear sola. Se acabó esto.
Okay. La otra pregunta es, the next question, this is the last question, and then it's going to be, she's tired, you know. But wait, don't forget to like and share. And this is the book, The Muted Cage. And you're going to see when we post this video, we're going to post the place where you can actually go and order this book.
The link.
Because you just press the link and it takes you right there. And you can go and get a copy. The holidays are there, and she have other books out there. Okay, so you know her name. All you have to do is put it and you'll find it.
And today until midnight, it's 25% off for The Muted Cage.
Okay.
If you don't want it for yourself, buy it for Women's Coalition, Women's Shelter, wherever there is any person that is suffering abuse, please donate the book to someone.
Yes, something else that you need to know. This book is rated for 18 years old and over. Let them know why, so that they know. Don't go give it to a child now.
It doesn't have any bad words. It's not too explicit. But, like I mentioned previously, it is a tough read. A lot of people, like years ago, I was asking people in my church to help me edit the book.
and I found that they would get very angry at the people in the book,
And it will twist something where they couldn't deal with stuff that had happened to them. And I am very careful and very aware and very conscious that a child might not be able to handle reading certain things, and I prefer not to make this book available to children because I want to be responsible that when
this book goes out there, it goes to people that are going to be able to handle it. Because even people, old people, and I'm sorry for saying old, I mean older people, and all different ages that have read the book, you know, like I said, sometimes they have to put it down. Sometimes they go through certain emotions. And it could be difficult because it really is raw
in the sense that you are going to take a ride down to hell with me, and then we come back out. We don't stay in hell, not at all.
¿Lo dijiste en español?
Oh, en español, el libro está clasificado para gente 18, de edad 18 en adelante, y no es porque tenga nada muy explícito ni porque tenga malas palabras, simplemente que es un tema bastante pesado. Yo soy una persona que me gusta escribir bien pleno para que la gente entienda. Y entonces pues yo llevo todo
Hasta el hueso. Y es un viaje que nos lleva como a la puerta del infierno. Y entonces pues para mí se hace difícil dárselo a un niño, especialmente que este niño puede estar pasando por ciertas cosas y no entienda cómo digerir esto. Y yo prefiero pues
que sea los adultos que tengan acceso al libro, porque aún gente adulta me dice, tuve que poner el libro a un lado porque estuve llorando, me dio enojo, me sentí tan triste. Ay, si yo cojo a tu mamá o a tu papá, que si le hago.
Y son emociones fuertes que esto va a producir. Y yo te llevo conmigo y vamos a estar allá hasta el fondo del infierno. Pero no nos quedamos ahí, regresamos. ¿Ok?
Okay. What has been so far your biggest accomplishment this year? ¿Qué ha sido en este año el más grande acontecimiento que ha pasado en este año? Que este libro está fuera, pero en tu vida personal también.
En la comunidad, lo más grande que ha sucedido es que me han abierto las puertas para poder comunicar un mensaje de uplifting encouragement.
Que trae vida, que trae, y no es predicación, sino que trae positividad,
Motivación.
sí, que trae motivación, que trae inspiración, que deja saber, mira, nosotros pasamos por cosas terribles, pero no tenemos que permanecer víctimas. Y entonces pues me han abierto la puerta con los periódicos, en Facebook, en las noticias, y donde quiera me han abierto puertas. Y entonces pues he tenido unas cuantas conferencias, y para mí, si yo puedo tocar una vida,
Eso para mí es como tocar al mundo, porque cuando uno puede tocar a alguien, quiere decir que tu vida tiene propósito. Y mi propósito, yo sé que como mi nombre, Milagros, es dejarle saber al mundo que los milagros existen. Porque si no existieran, yo no estuviera aquí. En mi vida personal, el acontecimiento mayor, lo más grande que he conseguido, es poder encontrarme a mí misma, encontrar una fuerza donde si tengo que caminar sola, yo puedo saber eso. Y por eso no le guardo rencor ni rencilla a las personas que han dado su espalda, porque a causa de ello yo tuve esta lección, la aprendí. Gracias.
so, yes, greatest accomplishments concerning the book is that it has opened doors for me to go and share motivation, inspiration, healing. It has opened the doors to social media, the news, the newspaper, conferences at different places. It has opened and made way for me to go and let people know that although we have gone through something that maybe broke us, we don't have to remain victims. We don't have to be victims the rest of our lives. We can get out of this. Yes, it's a process. Yes, it takes time. Yes, it takes practice. Yes, we will fall many times,
But we will make it. Okay? And in my personal life, one of the greatest accomplishments is finding my own strength. That if it means that I need to stand alone, walk alone, I can do it. Sometimes we feel that we need crutches. We need somebody pushing us. We need somebody pulling us. We need somebody carrying us. And that is all well and good. But having people turn their backs on me, people that I thought I could count on, has been a huge blessing, because their actions, their reactions, their attitude allow me to understand that I am strong enough to walk alone. I don't want to, but if I have to, I can, and I would.
Like we said earlier, like and share this video. It is very important to do that so that we can share this as much as we want and as far as we want. We're going to take this all over the Facebook media as much as we can. So don't forget, like and share this video. My sister is going to be posting this video later because we do know that is kind of sideways. We do know that people are getting stuck. So when you watch this video, if you have questions, just post them. My sister will answer you. Like she said, every time you ask a question, every time you reach out, that helps her. Because as she said, this has been a very difficult year. It has been a journey. I mean, she is success in the making. I mean, we can't be any more successful than she is. But like she said, every day if you fall, it's not that you fall. You just get up, you dust yourself, and you keep moving.
Yeah.
You know, to me, the biggest thing I've seen, because I've been off and on with my sister this year, and every time we do this interview, I learn so much, because we can be in the same house sometimes and not even talk much because we both going through stuff.
Yeah.
And like she said, sometimes it's very difficult to put something on someone who's already going through something. I'm going through my journey, which this book has helped me through my depression and all these moments that I have had in life that I'm going through right now. You know, and at times it's difficult for someone like her to come to me when I am depressed and I am going through something, to be able to help her when she think I need her help, you know. Because again, as that little girl, when you read this book, my daughter kept asking what happened to that little girl, even though she know that little girl is my sister. That little girl learned to help others. That little girl learned to save the world. That little girl saved me and allowed me to have an amazing life and a wonderful relationship with my dad. It was very difficult when I read this book, like she said, very difficult for me to forgive my dad. You know, I saw this person as a monster. I saw my mom as something else. And then reading the book, I learned the journey of forgiveness. If my sister can forgive someone, why can I? If God can forgive me, why can I forgive my parents? Why can I say when these people are going to heaven, God is going to clean them completely and put them into who they were meant to be? So it's a journey for her. It's a journey for many of us who have read this book. But through this journey, we have all learned that we have issues and we have problems to deal with, you know, and things that, you know, and we have to help each other. And for me, like I said, looking as an outsider, I have seen the effect that we do to someone like my sister who exposes herself, and then we don't reach out and help her, or we have become immune to something, or we want her to stay being a victim, or you already done, you're damaged, we don't need to mess anyone else up. And this don't even come from her. It's me as an outsider looking in at the situation and being very confused in the world that we live into. And then we as women, because a lot of time, yes, men are part of this book, but we have it so hard already. As women, we already are victims. We already are sexualized. We already have all these things. And then we need to learn to help each other out. Because just because you're a victim, I don't want nobody to see me with you, because I don't want them to see me as a victim. It's almost like victim by association.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's how it seems to me.
Yeah.
Victim by association.
I just wish that victims by association can get a little bit, maybe 1 ounce of the pain of the real victim.
See, but that's how I find people are behaving, you know. It's that behavior. When you look at it as an outsider, you almost are confused because they're not the victim.
Yeah.
They're not the ones that went through something, you know, and we are embarrassed for something, we are embarrassed for the, how we call it, how you call the person? The perpetrator. The perpetrators are the people we are worried about, not the victim. And that really confused me, because I am an advocate for greatness and for helping people. And then when I see these things, and I see sometimes even in myself without knowing, you find yourself having some problems, like when I couldn't react the way I needed to react because I wasn't ready to let go of who my dad was for me. I mean, I had a tremendous relationship with this man. Because of that relationship, I had great relationship with men. My husband is a great man because I found what I was looking in my dad, greatness. That greatness I got. And then I find this situation with my sister, and I then had to realize that a person can be positive and negative, because we all are positive and negative.
Yes.
We all are dark and light.
Yes.
We all have these things, but then we are just judging someone and not judging ourselves. And these are the things I've learned this year, that judgment part. Judging when I look at you and you're happy. So I assume this book can be real because your life is so great. Because you're having such a good time, because you can talk about this, because no one is seeing you behind closed doors.
Yes.
Understanding the suffering, understanding the silence that you go through. Understanding how much they have hurt you because you're not putting it out there. That's why I wanted to do this interview, so that people realize that every day is a battle.
Every day.
Because for me, I had to learn. I thought my sister's going to write this book and she's going to be fixed. Just like that. That was my mentality. My sister's going to write this book and she's going to be fixed. Everything is going to be fine. Milagro is going to be Milagro. She's not going to be depressed. She's not going to be sad. She's not going to have these pains and all these things. That's me again. And then I realized this is harder than when you were not out.
Yeah.
I mean, now you have all these people, judging you and putting all this pressure on you and putting all these comments, and even the people that are positive, are needing so much from you. So even when you're down, even when you're having a hard day, you're still reaching out and giving to others.
Yeah.
And doing that. And I'm here at home seeing how you're feeling, but you're still trying to give, because that girl that learned as a child to save me and my sisters and my brother is the same girl who is still saving everyone. So to all of you, please reach out and save that little girl. And she is in here in my favorite poem, and I'm going to read it. You have any words to say before I read my favorite poem in the whole world?
I just want to say thank you, and I love you, and I am here. I am here.
Okay, this is my favorite poem, and this is my little girl, my sister, Milagros Romero. A woman who has succeeded. A woman who has shown never to quit. That falling is not a failure. That even staying down is okay. It's just knowing when to get out and breathe. It is okay to stay down for a little bit. Anything you do, it's okay. As long as you keep, even when you're in that hole, have God with you. Have whatever higher power you need to be there with you, that it takes with you. But this is my favorite poem. It's my sister's. She wrote this when she was 17 years old, still in school. It's called I Am. I first saw her in my thought. She was 4 years old. The girl was in a dark room, encircled by fear and loneliness. Her cry was heartbreaking. Her expression was lost. Lost between sadness and tears. The only brightness present was her pretty white ruffled dress. Her hands were reaching out, seeking protection and warmth. She pleaded as though wanting to be picked up. I then saw her again in my dream. The girl was now older. This time, no tears, no cry. She said nothing. There were no spoken words, only silence. Her big dark brown eyes only stared at me. She sat by the corner of my bed, contemplating my unconsciousness as I slept, as though wanting to touch me. Later, I saw her through the corner of my eye, hiding every time I turned. She was older than before and quite shy, hiding behind every wall. I felt no fear because it had all had a familiar feeling to me of some part of my life. I couldn't really see her. Every time I only got a glimpse of her, but I could sense her as though having something to say, but her voice was trapped by fear. I saw her again. She was now a woman, all grown, slender, with an elegant confidence and strength. Her skin was like soft chocolate, unstained. She was perfect. But this time, I was scared because I realized she was entirely naked. She was truth and was ready to reveal herself to me. Today, I was face to face, her eyes locked with mine. They read brave. We didn't move. We didn't talk. We were paralyzed. She stared without a blink, as though wanting to show me. When I first saw her, her sadness concerned me. When I saw her again, her silence puzzled me. When I saw her later, her hiding confused me. When I saw her face to face, her stare awoke me. All of a sudden, reality struck me. It was I, she was me, my inner being, bringing me face to face with the truth. The revelation of what was buried and hidden away. It was hidden so deep, I had forgotten part of me. But through her eyes, I remembered. I remembered me. Now I cried because I found the stronger part of me. I wish I could cry for joy, but they were painful memories. But I cried with relief because now I knew who I am and why. I am yesterday, my today, and tomorrow. As you see, this is the book, The Muted Cage, written by Milagros Romero. My